Good morning, YouTube. So, Maros! So, got it going. Well, I've got it going. Took me a whole 2 minutes to get it working. Basically, what happened was, or maybe it's not. Oh, that's not right. Hammer's frozen. They're trying to get the hammer to defrost. Knock it out of its thing. Что случилось?
Это еще с того объекта лучше. Тоже что-то с электрикой возможно.
Мороз, молоток. Мороз, молоток. So anyway, we're trying to. I got the electrics going, but it's still frozen solid. It's sat here a couple of days. It's gone very cold overnight, so now trying to get it to unfreeze itself. So it's fun. The actual problem was it's had the motor replaced, and when the motor was replaced, they took the starter from one place to put it directly on the motor, and when it was directly on the motor, the power switch is on the original starter, and these guys came out to do this foundation. They got it in, and somebody switched off the starter switch and shut the whole machine down. So I came out this morning to try and fix it, and guess what? Oh, there we go, she's going now. There we go. Alright, that. So I came out this morning just to switch on the switch. An hour and a half journey to just to get it to switch on. It's a bit crazy, but it's still frozen there. This is what happens in Russian winter. It's very much frozen. The 2-ton hammer on that. Ground's frozen. That's the pile we're trying to get in. Very much frozen. This is the machine I fitted a control to the other week to watch live, and since then it's had a new motor for in it and whatever, but it's now very much frozen solid. So this is the foundation that they're doing. I don't work on foundations anymore, I've told you already. So this is, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a banner or something that they're doing. Let's go and see if it's actually working or not. Still problem. Мороз.
А?
Мороз.
Из-за мороза? Не, это еще и до мороза было на прошлом объекте. Видел? То, что цилиндр, получается, давит не наверх, поднимает молот, а он давит вниз.
Был как это долго.
А?
Был как это долго.
Чего долго?
Был как это. Или только делать это.
Да нет, блин. Цилиндр вместо того, чтобы поднять молоток, он вниз ставит.
Да, понятно. Ну, был как это долго.
Да.
Ну, я могу делать это.
Сейчас?
Да, надо. Снимай машину.
Давай вот это добьем. Надо получаю. Ну давай сейчас геморроем эту добиваем и выгоним сюда.
Да. Все, это только два провода меняет.
А?
Это два провода меняется, все.
Надеюсь.
Два провода на контроль меняет. Один вверх, один вниз. So. So what's happening is it's instead of get my thing out of the way for the bring machine back, instead of hitting the hammer down, it's lifting it the whole thing up. See there, it's lifting the whole what they call Kazina up and down. So it's a problem with the controller. Whatever's happened, I don't know. It's a case of once I get that pile in, pull the machine out, pull it back here somewhere where I can get at it, and then I can get to the controller. Basically, two wires have either been chopped and reconnected or something. So I can see what's happening. But this is what happens. These machines, they get used and then people come in and they mess around with them. And I've no doubt when I get to this, there's going to be wires cut and joined together. So, fun job working it out, but it's kind of working, isn't it? But it's lifting up the whole Casina, which shouldn't be doing that. So I can get it working properly. The last time I worked on this, we didn't have a pile available to actually test it out on, so I couldn't test it. But this is what they're up to anyway. This is the place where we're at. So it's fairly frozen. That's the Dacia. I guess that's going to be the Banya or something in the corner. It's fairly cold actually. No electric here. Right, they've got a generator. There is electric here, but they're not hooked up to this place yet. So quite pretty Banya. On piles as well there, as you can see. This is, if you look at my house construction I'm building, it's going to be very similar construction method as this. So you got this imitation Bruce, what we call imitation Bruce, which is tongue and groove in English. That's the same stuff I'll be using. Same kind of way, except not sure how they've got to these on. Let's have a look. Yeah, so they've got theirs directly through, so straight through to there. And I'm not doing that, doing something different. But and also the thing is, if you do this kind of construction, what you get is cracks in the timber like this. You're better off joining them together. That way that doesn't happen. But nice Banya all the same. Enough cameras on there. There's 1, 2, 3 cameras on there. Because security to an all different level there. Anyway, this is a frozen. This is a place called Stekliani, which means glass. So that's the name of the settlement. Is glass, literally glass. And I'll show you around while they're faffing about trying to get that one pile in. Then they pull the machine back and I can get at it. But I'll show you what it's like here. This is a typical settlement in winter. You can see it's very pretty. But the trouble with these settlements is there's nothing here. There's no infrastructure at all. They're great for summer datchas, summer retreats. You've got the forest there, look, beautiful big trees and whatever. And you've got all these datchas. But what I've noticed is a heck of a lot of security. He's got 2 cameras there, just on that bit there, and he's got 3 in there. So I would say good chance of some kind of problem with thievery around here. If they've got that many datchas on. It's no infrastructure here, none at all. Hello there, Raw Melody 67. How you doing? So this is a very typical settlement. There's not even really a settlement. None of these are occupied in the winter. There's nobody here, as you can see. Absolutely dead, devoid of people. And this is what you get if you come into Russia as an immigrant and you look at buy into somewhere like this. You got to think, if there's a problem, you're going to fix it yourself, because there's nobody coming to help you. Nobody here. Absolutely dead of people. Everything closed up. It's not. You can see even here. Look, there's not even footprints in the gates. Completely. Nobody's been here. Nobody's going to be here. Might be some down here. Let's have a look. And the trouble is, a place like this, if you have a health problem and you need an ambulance or something, it ain't going to come. You're going to be dead before it gets here. So. But it's pretty, nice in the summer. But yeah, you can see they're all empty. Nobody here in the winter. Complete summer residences. So if I can get this power machine going properly, it's semi-going. I've got it actually going from yesterday, but we'll see what happens. Is it Dacia? Yeah, these are all Dacias. Do they not live there? No. Not live here. They don't live here in the winter. These are Dacias or summer houses. So they come here for a little holiday. They have a little place, and of course summer I'm turning to big places. But yeah, summer houses is the key to what they are. And it's bring the family and the kids and dig potatoes and whatever. So it's very nice, but it's very fenced off, and this is typical. These are actually better fences. These are sort of nicer looking fences than what you usually see. You normally see like corrugated sheeting, and it just blocks everything off. But they do like the fences, they do like the privacy, and consequently it gets everybody's locked in behind their own little fence, hidden away. There's no community. But walk down here and see, nobody's here in the winter, not a sausage. You get the odd person, and it's the odd person and all. You know, going to a place like this, it's pretty, but if you have a problem, you're on your own. Not a soul here. There's been a fair old few cars up here, up and down, but that's about it. There's not, if you look, there's not even smoke coming from any chimneys, nothing. They've all got chimneys, so. And there's only electric here, so they're going to be on firewood, mainly, if they're using it. So anyway, good day, mate. Batty Kunrezi. How you doing? So this is the place is called Stekliani, which means literally glass, or made of glass. Is the name of the settlement. Weird settlement name, innit? But anyway, that's what it's called. In Russian, every place name has a meaning. It's not like just random names. They all mean something. And this one means glass. There's even one called Piane, which means drunk, drunken settlement. So there's everything. So they'd laugh when they named it, but that's the road out. Back down to this power machine, see if we can get this power machine. I had the power machine actually going in a whole 1 minute, but just in case of switching the damn key on, and it started. Which they didn't know about. So how they got this far without switching it on, I don't know. But yesterday apparently I was going all over it, checking all the fuses, and couldn't get it to go. I just got it off, so I can go down and have a look now. He's moving it back. So we can figure out what's going on here. So I can figure it out and get it to go for him. Like I said, I'm not an electrical engineer, I'm not an electrician. This is one that I fixed. Probably no coal here. You very rarely, they do, people do have coal, but it's a rarity. Coal is not a thing really. Mainly firewood. Sometimes you get anthracite, but generally wood burners, you can't put coal in them. It's too hot. So let's have a look at this thing anyway, see if we can get it to go. Oh. Huh?
What? Yes.
There, może być. точно гидравлик масло. Это очень мало.
А?
Точно гидравлик масло. Там очень мало.
Давление мало.
Да.
По уровню нормально. Насос мало выдает.
Да?
А?
Может мороз только. Греть руки, но не нужно. Все, покажи, что. That's the control anyway. Раньше работает нормально, да?
Да.
Только сейчас.
Ну вот, пол объекта прошлого мы забили, все заебись, а потом начала корзина прыгать.
Как это,
Но
да?
она, видишь, цилиндр, вместо того, чтобы поднять, видел, я сейчас пультом быстро ловил,
Ага.
что она типа поднимается, пультом быстро ловил, она как бы поднимать не стала. Цилиндр как-то неправильно работает.
А, окей. Это нет этот. No, it's not that. Electrical problem. We'll get the. So we're looking at the. This is most definitely.
Я забор. Нет контрола.
Да. Я думал,
Он открытый.
I could move climbing up there. Climb up the other way. We'll climb up here. This is a case of bad connectors on the electric valve. So, climb along here. Over here. So this is the electric valves. These are electric valves. I'm guessing just to take them off, give them a clean. What's that to Clapham? What's that to Clapham? What's that to Big Knot? Big Knot now. Gli occhi sta. So this is the controller anyway. These are two electronic valves that control the hammer, and this is what's causing the problem. So we'll see, man. So we'll get a different screwdriver around so we can get them out, and see if I can get them to go. Screwdriver that will fit it, that is. There we are. So these are electric valves anyway on this thing, and we get them out, the connector there There's electromagnetic controllers, and basically the pulse from that thing opens these electromagnetic valves and sends hydraulic oil up there and hits the hammer, makes the hammer go. And there's two of them, and they're well known to me as problem things. Sometimes they're full of water, sometimes who knows what. That looks okay actually. And it could be that again somebody could have been messing around trying to get it to go and swapped them over. That's a possibility. So instead of hitting down, it's hitting up. That's another one. But it's most definitely nothing to do with the controller. So that's the valves. You can just swap them over like this and see what happens, if anything. Doesn't look like they're in swapped over, but we'll see anyway. It's not even proper kit. I'm going to put this down a second. So, give that a whirl now, see if we can get it to go. Probably that's all it is. Try not to fall off this. It's very, very slippery, this machine. Holding a phone live streaming or climbing about the machine is not a good idea. But anyway. Alright, let's get the tail up anyway. Oi. There's my tools on there, so on that to go flying. Let's get the tail up. There's the tail coming up. Simple control. But when you're getting these up, you really want the legs down. So the legs are down stable, because these things can topple over if they're not stable. I'm going to have to get him to show me what's going on, because I can't remember how to run the thing. I can't remember how to set it up now, so we'll have a look here. But this is the machine anyway. Pretty big. It's a massive machine. Not that big actually. It's only this one's about 4 ton or something like that. That one, something like that. Dar покажи, как это работает пульт, я не помню, молоток. Покажи, как это работает.
Ударить?
Да, я забыл, как делал. Я поставил контроллер, забыл, как. I put the controller in and I forgot how it works. So. Надо вот это низ, нет? Вот это низ надо, нет? Все, понятно. It wasn't that at all. So I would say it's nothing to do with electronics, it's something to do with the hydraulics. Something to do with hydraulics. What, I don't know. I don't mess around with hydraulics, it's really high pressure. All I do is electrics. and that is plainly, the controller is plainly working, so it's hydraulics, probably something to do with the cylinder. It was working on the last thing, it says nobody's played with it, so on the last pile foundation they've done, it was working, and now it's not, so I guess it's not that. But these have been messed around with so much. These cables here, house cables, house wire cables, aren't even proper industrial cable. So it may be that there's a bit of water in it, and it's maybe just swapping them around and whatever gets a better connection and they'll work. Who knows? Often the thing with these, they're outside all the time in the wet, and then wait, put it on there. Oh, there's some trap filter or something, wherever that's for. They often they're outside in the wet all the time, and in frozen conditions like this, and it is cold today, it's minus, I don't know, 15 or something. Water gets into these valves here, and then they freeze. Then it's smashed off the plastic, what have you. So, but it's definitely not electronics. It's not me. It's something to do with hydraulics. God knows what. All the check. There's no problem. It seems to be all right. Can't see any problem with it. I'm going to climb down off this now without falling down. It would be a disaster. Give it another whirl. Hello, Essex UK. What is it? I think that's got it. I think that was got it. I think I've got it. Just a sticky connection on the valve, it looks like. So yeah, that was it. Very simple fix, and I'll give you a look at this. But yeah, this is a machine from a distance. Like I say, I used to work on these pile foundations. Now I'm not doing it anymore, so I'm just helping my old boss out and coming fixing his machines for him, and whatever, nothing more. And, so I'll let him know it's working. So, and Zhenya he's actually the boss's son over there, and the other guy is Andre. He works on this shit. I'll give you a look at this pile machine. Hopefully you get a nice view of it now. So banging in a pile, it's a job I used to do, and thank God I'm not doing it anymore. And it's like you get fed up with this stuff. It's like they're in a tiny spot here. There's trees all around them, and they've got this pile in here. Then they've got to spin and put a row up here. So they'll come out there, do a 90 turn, put that in there, then come up here, do a, oh yeah, nightmare. They spin, they're like 90-degree turn. But this one is on remote control, and Alexa put it on. And it's a bit easier, but I was going to have to give it a whirl on that one there. See if we can get that one to bash that in a bit further. So we'll see if it works now. But I've got a feeling that was it, just a case of bad connection on those two. Well, they're basically solenoids on the top there. So hydraulic solenoids, electric solenoids, but with that do So what they're going to do is raise that thing there is the Karzina. That raises up and then you can get it onto the actual pile. Normalists don't do this because you don't have to take them off. So you're going to line that up there with the pile there, lower it onto it, there we are, and then that should put the pressure off it, and then it should lash it in now. Let's see if it works. But I think that'll have it, we'll see now. It's just checking its level, whatever, and then altering the level. So to line it up, you've got a spirit level on there, make sure the pile's nice and straight, and then whack it in. So it's actually a 2-ton hammer on that. It's a quite loud thing. It's all working. I'm going back home. Taxi for home. I ain't staying here all day. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Will it go? That's got it. That's got it. She's working. Fixed. Another one fixed. So just a case of bad connection on the electric solenoids. So done. So следующий.
Что было?
Ничего.
Ну из-за чего?
Работает.
А?
Там электронная клапан, вот вверх, да?
Ну.
Вот это контактный один. Потом снимай крестовина, шуруповерт, снимай шуруп. Лучше чуть-чуть поставил обратно, все.
Лучше раскрутить надо и закрутить, а надо.
Чистить обратно, все. Похоже, работает.
Пиздец, я заебался на прошлом.
Да.
Удар, блядь, прыгнул.
So, I've got it going anyway.
Да.
She's going.
Лен, давай смотри.
So.
Сейчас мы... Тут 3 точки.
Ага.
Дальше нам по прямой не выехать. Вот получается одна и одна.
Ага.
Сейчас еще 2 забиваем.
Ага.
На следующий ряд переедем. Женька пока просто один может это. Пока я тебя отвожу. Сейчас Жене позвоним, решим как. Либо мне тебя везти, либо такси.
Брал такси.
Он может такси, да.
Как едет сюда, далеко.
Женька может быть подтащит, пока я катаюсь, что. Потому что объекты горят.
Да.
Завал по работе.
Это не мой проблем.
Да не, надо...
Не мой горячий объект. So just looking at how I'm going to get back. So it's what they call a hot object. An object is a job or foundation. You can call that about anything really in Russian. A house built would be an object, and it's like they're behind their jobs basically, and they've got to do this without smashing the fence down. So get it into position. Well, you see how it works now. I've never actually filmed this from. I filmed pile foundation, but I've never filmed it myself from a third-person kind of view. So it's interesting, but we got it going anyway. That's the thing. It wasn't that hard, and I do this for free because basically when I came to Russia first, my boss, I didn't speak any Russian or very little, and my boss gave me a job doing this. Obviously you don't need a lot of language because you can't hear each other speak anyway around that, and because of that I come and help him now to fix these machines. It's only electronics and it's kind of hobby anyway, and it's kind of my appreciation for his giving me a job, a complete immigrant coming to a foreign country without speaking the language, just giving me a job out of the blue. It really saved it enabled me to stay in Russia basically, because my pension was too small at the time, it's bigger, but at the time it was a very small pension, and it enabled me to stay in Russia to give it a bit of power. Here, look, it's a bit slow, a bit low on power, so get the legs down. Legs are very important, this thing. I was gonna do this, get it into position, and then we drag a pile up. These are not easy machines to work. There's always something you're faffing around with the motor, getting them to go. And I've shown it on, I think I did a pile foundation last year, and I showed it on the old Terminator, where you constantly fiddle around with the power and whatever. This one's a bit better in the fact that it's remote control, so which that's the control. I did a video, a live stream on this machine when I fitted that remote control, although I didn't show you the result of it. I got carried away and forgot to live stream it, but this is the machine that I put that controller into. Very simple. They're actually crane controls that adapted for this, basically. So this say on them like east, west, north and south, and they've got like a picture of a hook going up and down, and all I do is swap them. So yeah, it's the same things like electronic solenoids that control hydraulic fluid, and so I just swap them, put them into correct positions, and you basically put the button. When I did it, I asked the guys what button do you want to control what, and so we get that there. Then he's going to bring off the. Now, what is he doing? I don't know. Oh, it's hitting. It's so that there's these steel pins that are put in the ground as markers, laying out the foundation. You see them down. So you can see them. But those things down here. They're laying them out down here. That's where the piles are going to go. And he's trying to get the damn thing out the ground, but it's now stuck. It's frozen in the ground. So I think he's got it out now. And then hook up a pile. These are only 3 meter piles actually. So hook up a pile and bang it in the ground. Let's see how it goes. And then once we've got that pile in, then probably I'm not going to wait around here all day freezing the tits off. It's too cold. The sun's out, it's not so bad, but it's a bit shady here. No sun. Look at the house there. But anyway, let's watch it. So what he's doing there is using the actual winch to wrap it around the pin to pull it out the ground. Basically put a spanner over the pin, the spike in the ground, and then pull it up out of the ground. So hook that on now, hook that pile on, and then raise it up, drag it in with the winch. They're too heavy to move. You can sort of move them around a bit, but not too much. So move it into position. I'll get a nice close up here. So yeah, winch that round there, winch that round, winch it round. I've come up now under the position of the hammer. There it goes. Get that up there, get it up, raise the hammer up a bit more, because so we're going to go up a bit more. Then we'll pull the pile into the hammer position. So get it round. Oh no, it's still up a bit more. Pull it round. There we go. Pull it around, line it up. Then we'll drop the hammer down and raise the winch up at the same time, so it hits into the holder. So that's it now. We can put that in position, shove that in, he'll lower it down, make sure it's level, and then whack it in. So level it now. As you're whacking them in, you have a level, and just keep checking that they're. There we go. Now hopefully this is going to work first time. I think so. But at least they called me, and I come and done it rather than start fiddling with wires. So it was an easy fix. I see nothing had been touched on the controller, no wires were damaged, so I thought, this is something else, and it was just a solenoids. There we go. He's working fine. There's motor's a bit underpowered, I think. There we go. Working lovely. Make sure it's level. So we level it off by the legs. There is the legs up, back, front, left to right. It's settling in now to move it. So he's leveling it up. Once it's level, check the other direction. You only check 2 directions and that's it. 2 ton on it. 2 ton hammer. Whacking on that. In she goes. Working fine. I told myself I just have to show up to a pile machine and it starts working. But I was working on these pile machines when the lad on the left, that's the boss's son, he was still just coming in school and I was working on these. Well, not as much as it was, and the other guy is a newer guy. But yeah, that's how it's done. Whack 'em in. Nice machine, that Storymatic, actually, because it's remote controlled. It means you can put up against fence lines like that and not have to get in there, although he is. The motor's a bit crap though on this one. Apparently it's just been replaced, but I think it needs replaced again, don't it? It's called a name for this Storymatic, which means like automatic builder, I suppose. It's fairly cool. I don't know what temperature is out here today, but I think it's around about -12. Feels like about -12. It's out of the city, so it's colder anyway. Not the kind of temperature you stand around in waiting for somebody to put piles in. It says like, oh, it's a Gariachi object, it's hot. It's like gotta get this one done. Tell them if I don't get home in time, and I'll put a bloody remote control thing on it and switch it off when I go home. Hold them to ransom. Oh, we go again. Here he goes again. No. There we go. He's got it. Unfortunately, this should be an automatic hammer, and when I put the controller on, the original controller had been somewhat modified to do an automatic hammer, and the control I put into a cheap Chinese one, and there is no way of putting it into full auto, so it's a case of keeping your finger on the button on the control and just hitting the button. It does the same job. In actual fact, in some ways it's better, because before, when automatic just hit it at the same amount every time, same amount of pressure, and now they can just raise the hammer up a little bit rather than giving it the full whack. So like if you want to just give it a little tap, you can do, whereas before you got the full whack. So plus and minus. It's still jumping about though, see stuff, but it's actually the electronic valves. They're a bit dicey. There we go. That's it, and then you move back to the next one, and it's a case of faffing about. It's horrible when you're doing jobs like this in these tiny little places. Really, to get this machine in, it's awful. It really sort of, people complain about, oh, don't hit my tree, don't hit me. How the hell are you supposed to get in there, you know? You don't think about things like that. If I was the owner of this, I'd have put in, that's very funny. I'd have put screw piles in. I would never put these in here. It's quite slow to raise the legs on this one. I think personally it needs to get a specialist out with some pressure equipment and regulate the damn thing. And it'd probably work a lot better, but as everything, they're very expensive to get them people out, and nobody wants to pay for it. As soon as you start doing things, getting specialists out, it eats into the cost of the job, and the cost of the job, people put pile in because it's cheaper than putting a full pad in, obviously, because you're only putting, you know, points on the ground rather than the whole pad. So the cost for these is quite cheap actually, and so if you start getting specialists out, you've lost the profit on the job, kind of thing. So it's a case of so make do, make it work one way or other. Very typical over here in that people, machines that should have been retired like 1,000 years ago still working. You know, how they keep them going sometimes, I have no idea. You know, machines like from the 50s, 60s, and you just come across them and you're like, what the hell? And, but yeah, that's all it is. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little repair live stream. There wasn't much of a repair, was it? All I did was really one, switch on the power because I hadn't got the power switched on, and the other one was take the connectors to the electronic solenoids off and put them back on again, and that was enough to fix it. And so hardly an in-depth repair live stream, but anyway. I was kind of thinking to myself, oh, when he rang me up yesterday, he says, oh, the machine's broke, will they come fix it? I thought, oh great, I'll do a nice live stream with a really complex repair and, you know, with a great payoff at the end. And it turns out just put off the valves. But, you know, it doesn't matter. It's you know, these guys are working, they're not earning a fortune on this kind of work. So, you know, they actually get paid per pile they put in. So when a machine's down, they're losing money. They're not getting paid by the day, they don't get a day rate, they get paid per pile. And it's about, I think these ones are 700 rubles per pile, split between two, so 350 each. So the whole job is what, 15 piles, so 350 each. It's not a lot of money, you know. So that's 7,000 rubles. So if you're doing a job and it's taking 3 days to put these in because the machine keeps bloody breaking down, you end up with very little wages, you know. So it's imperative that it's fixed as quickly as possible. So when they rang me up, you know, I'm quite happy to go out and do it, you know. So also I know these guys, you know, I've worked with these guys, Andre there, I worked with him, Shenka, and I knew when he was a little kid, you know, so. And my boss as well, I'm happy to help. You know, I wouldn't take money off them for something like this. Gives me a day out as well. Day out, and I think it's time for a cup of tea though, I tell you. Getting a bit hungry like. But I noticed there's a shop just not too far away. So. But there you go. We're off giving us problems with the engine again. Масло нету? Ah? This is the engine on these things, I'll show you. It's a Chinese engine. They were originally Hondas. Before that they were generators. And now it's ain't got much oil in the damn thing. Yeah. It's a live stream. It's a live stream. So anyway, these are the machines. Комментарий. Показывает машина Показывает мотор, люди интересно. Ты мало масла, да?
Не, я хочу проверить, этот черный дым идет.
А,
Я не понимаю, то ли из-за масла, то ли из-за чего.
покажи. Ты был? Не знаю. Валера работает сейчас, а?
Валера?
Да.
Не.
Я видел, видел, нормально сейчас. Вместо обратно Ольга опять.
Не, его там уволили за пару косяков. Слава на работу не выходил.
Да? Опять.
Не в трезвом виде приезжал.
But anyway, this is the machines. Glad to have you with me. And you can see one problem after another, though it's not everything, it's just electrics now. Just the motor's not going to foil in it, so it, I'm going to check it and mess around, see if we can have it working. Seems to be working. Как это?
Не, нормально.
Нормально.
Что выше середины.
Просто холодный.
Наверное, холодно.
Да, ну,
Да. Сколько градусов сегодня?
Минус 17.
Minus 17 here today, so that's why it's
Сколько?
getting a bit fucking... Ты включить масло... или свеча, наверное, грязный
Свеча
тоже.
еще может быть.
Свеча, да. Да. Или один работал, или просто грязный. Свеча, наверное. So these Chinese motors, they... Yeah. Попробуй, давай. Где это? That's probably the spark plugs are dirty, and these Chinese motors get really dirty really quick. And then give you problems, but she's going now again. Let's see if it'll actually put a pile in without dying. It's a switcher! Точно! I can hear it. You can hear it. You hear it. It's spark plugs. 100% off switcher. Менять надо. Huh? So anyway, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to work out how I'm going to get back. And then I'll see you in the next live stream.